Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, Lightworkers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. I'm Alex West, and today is October the 5th. So I'm going to read out, I did do a video on the 12 steps on the protocols of NESARA GESARA when I was in the Philippines, and you can just go into DuckDuckGo and type in NESARA GESARA protocols and go down those lists there, and you will see that I did one a while back in the Philippines. Now, I'm going to read this out about NESARA and the GCR, and of course the QFS, and we'll go. Okay, so let's go. A central tenet involves abolishing income tax and the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, replaced by a national sales tax, often cited as a 14% or 17% flat tax for non-essential goods, okay? So that's new stuff only. Another claim, okay, in this forgiveness of all credit cards, mortgages, and other bank debt, often called Jubilee, due to the alleged illegal banking practice. They say alleged, beyond financial reforms, okay? Now, this restores restoration, or I'm going to say number one, the restoration of the constitutional law in all courts and legal matters. New presidential and congressional elections within a short period of such as 120 days following NESARA announcement. A return to the precious metal-backed currencies, gold, silver, platinum. Ending perceived bankruptcies of the United States. Release of over 6,000 suppressed technologies such as the free energy devices and healing technologies reportedly withheld from the public. The global expansion to GESARA. The concept of NESARA involves from the U.S. Centric focus to the global one, leading to GESARA, or the Global Economic Security Reform Act. This expansion occurred in the mid-2010, 2011 years, with extending the purported reforms worldwide. GESARA broadens claims of debt forgiveness, wealth redistribution, and protocol and political reform to encompass all 209 nations. A component often associated with GESARA is an idea of the global currency reset or quantum financial system. This system is envisioned as a incorruptible, transparent, and secure financial network, replacing the current financial infrastructure, which is corrupt. Prominent claims that under GESARA, currencies worldwide will become asset-backed or gold-backed, silver or platinum, and revalued to ensure fair value across nations for trade. Okay. This global version promises an end to the financial crisis, poverty reduction, and more equitable distribution of wealth. Okay. The official reality of NESARA GESARA, despite details, claims, and widespread online discussion, neither NESARA nor GESARA are recognized as a actual law or government programs, okay, until now. Such as the U.S. Congress and the New Zealand Treasury have confirmed no such legislation have been introduced or is in effect. These concepts are widely considered conspiracy theories. Their persistence can be attributed to factors with like the desire for financial relief and distrust of the established institutions. However, the lack of verifiable legislation or history and official documentation underscores the NESARA GESARA remains unsubstantial claims and existing primarily with speculative online narratives. Now, what I'm going to say here with them saying what they're saying, let's look at it this way. Trump has been doing many things that is in line with NESARA, okay? Because he's been wiping out debt. People have been getting their debts wiped off. People have been getting their mortgages wiped off. And that can't be nothing more than a NESARA act, okay? There is credit cards, people getting their credit cards relief. A lot of this stuff that is going on is behind the scenes. I have been watching, not listening to Trump, but I've been watching Trump and all his, what he's doing to clear up and reform everything that has been going on in the United States. But this is happening worldwide because we're seeing monies that are starting to come out with a gold-backed standard. That's all part of GESARA. We are watching this all unfold and witnessing this all unfolding in front of our eyes. But we still have people, naysayers, and, going into the bank, other than they're doing some, renovations here, there, and everywhere to central, different banks, really, we're not going to, we're not feeling it, right? We're not seeing it, but there is things happening if we look a little bit deeper. Basel III, when I go in there and ask for banks, or ask the banks, are you Basel III compliant? Some will say yes, some will say no. Now, also, why is there such a widespread talk about the med beds if it's not part of the technology or free energy that they're allowing, that we're seeing all over social media now about how free energy can, things that are being made through free energy. If the world was still being controlled by the cabal, none of this stuff would be being able to be shown to the public. None of it. The things that we're able to say and do now tells me that we're, there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes in the United States. And with all the military, that's around cleaning up the country itself. It's widespread. It's all over the streets. They're cleaning up all the garbage. And you have to clean up the garbage, and sometimes you have to bring the whole building down in order to start fresh again. And that's exactly what's happening in the United States right now. People are rising up all over the place because they're sick and tired of all this. You're seeing the whole system and all the old guards being reformed. Everybody's stepping down or disappearing from the scene, from their basic, their cabal banking system protocols. Everything's disappearing. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm not asking everybody to, believe what I'm saying. I'm saying people look around. Just look around and see how the changes are happening. When we're in a war, we're not going to be, televising everything. This is a whole different, animal that's happening right now. Everything's done covertly. They're talking about all these new medicines and people that are being able to, take this or, use this product over here or all these different products to heal yourself naturally. I mean, the world is starting to focus in on what countries are the real demons, and that were the held power and held slavery over the masses around the world. And it's all being related to what's in the Bible. There's huge changes going on here. And there's people out there saying nothing's happening, or don't believe that Nasser Jisr is happening. I know it's happening. Maybe not as quick as we want it to be, but there is reform happening. There is going to be a reckoning for and a calling for the new world, because we're not, as humanity goes, we're not going to be able to put up with this. If we were enslaved anymore, none of this stuff would be on social media. Not even the galactics and everything that's going, that is beyond our ecosystem. All the technology and the people that are talking about everything that is around our universe and our galaxies, such as Ishmael. I mean, there's so many people out there talk about this stuff. It's all being exposed. I think that's all part of Nasser Jisr. Everything's being exposed. I mean, I'm not, I'm following it like everybody else is, right? So how can they say, well, Nasser Jisr doesn't exist, when it has done? And part of the protocol is all the new technologies are coming out. They're showing everybody this through social media to make everybody adapt to what's going on, about what's coming. They're, everybody, because, humanity is slow, to catch on. And, they're not, the darkness, the 10 days of darkness, or the 3 days of darkness, whatever's happening, I mean, you could see how it's going to get to a point where they're going to have to shut down things because, of the amount of chaos that we're witnessing right now in the world. This can't continue. There will have to be a stop, and the military is the only way. Why is the military in the streets? They're in the streets because they're cleaning up all the garbage. Why is things continuing? Okay, I mean, in other countries, I mean, Canada is a very, very expensive place. So is Australia, New Zealand, and other Western cultures are living in turmoil and bullshit right now. But if you see in Spain or Italy or England, France, the people are all uprising. They're going in the streets, and you go over to Indonesia, you go over to Philippines. Philippines is rioting there now. It's all through Asia. It's I mean, the only places that are not rioting are the places that have the BRICS nations, and the BRICS are formally attached to the BRICS, right? Those nations, including Iraq, is beautiful. I just went through there not a year and a half ago, right? It was absolutely beautiful there, and same with the Vietnam. It's gorgeous there. Those are all part of the BRICS. That's what's happening. And don't think for 1 minute that Trump and Putin are not talking, and Xi Jinping. They're cleaning up all the garbage. And we're seeing this thing happening covertly, but if you really look, it's getting cleaned up. This is all part of Jisr. What else can you call it? This is a complete worldwide reform that's happening right now. And if you got people out there saying, well, there's no Nasser Jisr, I don't care, that's fine. You don't have to call it that. Call it whatever you want. And that maybe that's why Trump has never mentioned the word Nasser Jisr, but he's doing it. He's performing it. Right? I mean, he's moving all the Fed money, all that old money. He's ripping it right out of the cabal's hands. And he's going to take that old money, as we are witnessing now, the new gold notes that people are sending me showing people that this is how what the new money looks like. It's gold print. It could be from Utah, it could be from Ohio, it could be from Florida, and it'll say Florida on it. It'll say $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, but that's new currency, and they're accepting it. All the commercial or the little shops around are accepting it. You know, I can see this is all being reformed. So, you know, I mean, when people say there's no Desera, I don't care if you say there's not or whatever, but it is being performed. You can call it whatever you want. Not to mention all the redemption money. It has to, when they're all moving into the BRICS, which is the gold-backed standard, it has to be reevaluated because it's gold back, right? Well, I mean, why is gold doubled in value and silver's almost tripled in value in the last 2 years? You know, I mean, it did, like, you know, when I first started buying to what it is now, it's you know, in Canadian money, it's gone up $43 per ounce. You know, that's better than any stock that I've ever bought, right? And all these penny stocks and the XRPs and all this other stuff, we are changing. We are definitely changing, folks. So don't let anybody tell you that things aren't happening. And, you know, people can call it whatever you want to call it, but it is changing, and our world is about to get much, much better once we get through all this garbage. Anyways, my time is definitely up on this one, so I've overrun myself a bit. Anyways, hope that made sense to everybody. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.